Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our uranium daily technical analysis update. We'll take a look at the charts. I'll give you my financial opinion, and we'll just dive right in. So here is the futures, uranium futures. It is heading a little bit lower today, down 0.21%, but overall it looks like we're trying to put in a bottom. We're not heading lower anymore. It looks like we're trying to turn the corner and reverse this around, at least on the futures prices. Looking at the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust, it does look better. We've had some, selling pressure here. We basically came up and did a flag pattern and then came back lower, and we're just kind of working our way. We're working our way. I do think this will work its way higher over time. So I do think that the momentum is worked off. Now we're just waiting for the buyers to come in and show us to the promised land. Uranium getting a little bit of a sell-off today. This was a reversal candlestick yesterday. Now we're just waiting for indications that the buyers will come back in. Could this pull on back a little bit further? It definitely could, but I'm just looking and waiting for buyers to come back in. CCJ getting a little bit of a pullback. It's not a huge selling day today, so the sellers didn't come in and kill us, at least not yet. So again, we're waiting for the buyers and sellers to what their next interaction is, because it wasn't too big today, and see where we're going to go from there. Bannerman, a little bit of a sell-off today, a little wick at the bottom. Buyers are still there, looking good. Goviak's selling off a little bit. It did finish quite strong. Maybe we have a little bit more of a pullback left in it. Global Atomic pulling back a little bit. Again, it could pull back a little bit more. Forces Metals getting a little bit of a hammer pattern. This could roll over a little bit and pull back if the rest of the sector decides to sell off. It doesn't look horrible, doesn't look great. Pure Point selling off a little bit, finishing quite strong for the day to the downside. Deep Yellow, it's another hammer pattern. Hammer patterns are usually reversal patterns, but what I'm seeing is you get this large sell-off, not much buying pressure to push that higher. So I'm still remaining neutral on the short term here. But the momentum is worked off. I mean, this is big momentum down, and then we're starting to come back up, and we're probably going to move and cycle back and forth a little bit. But that's Paladin coming back a little bit today, a little wick at the bottom. We've got Sky Harbor moving sideways. I mean, nothing really to say here, guys. We've pulled back, we've pulled up, and we're just kind of moving sideways, working off the downward momentum. Canalaska moving sideways right above support. We've got Next Gen Energy pulling on back. It did finish quite strong. So lots of momentum still heading lower for Next Gen Energy. Base load heading a little bit higher, looking good. I've got the white line there. I don't know why it's way up there. Logarithmic wise, I understand. Fission 3.0, another one with a little bit more selling pressure today. Again, doesn't look bad. Just hold on. Fission, nice big bullish engulfing here. Still looks good to go higher. Kazatomprom, mainly just moving sideways. I don't see any clear direction or path there. Buyers equal to sellers. Peninsula Energy just moving sideways. We've got Boss Energy getting a little bit of a sell-off. Again, doesn't look bad. Consolidated Uranium moving sideways between this resistance line there and the support line. Lotus Resources, again, we're just moving sideways. We're working off that downward momentum. UROY, a little bit of a selling pressure day. We could pull back a little bit further on that. Encore Energy, I like the wick on the bottom. Usually those are indicative of momentum coming back up throughout the day. So at least that's positive there. UU, a little bit more selling pressure there. We could head a little bit lower before heading higher. URG, a little wick at the bottom there. It's not looking too bad. UEC, getting a little bit more selling pressure there. Looks like we could head a little bit lower. LEU getting a little bit of selling pressure. Maybe we come back and do a little retest. Lightbridge getting a little bit of selling pressure, but with a wick at the bottom. Hopefully we can get some buying pressure to come back up. ISO Energy, that's a hammer pattern. Hopefully you can get some hammer time. Moving on back up. So that looks a little bit better. Appia looks great right where it's at. I like it here. Denison Mines, just moving sideways. Doesn't look bad or good, just kind of neutral. Blue Sky Uranium moving sideways. Forum Energy Metals moving sideways. The momentum's getting worked off. Now we're just waiting for buyers. I'm looking for buying candlesticks like bullish engulfings, bullish piercings. Some of them haven't shown me that yet, so I'm just waiting. Anfield moving sideways. We've got Laramide pulling on up with a little bit of selling pressure today. Western Uranium Vanadium getting a little bit of selling pressure today. I mean, we could pull back a little bit. That is a bearish piercing type pattern. UEXCF, bearish engulfing. We could head a little bit lower. Mega Uranium. I mean, oh, good. I kind of already drew it in there. Kind of bouncing above this pattern. Standard Uranium moving sideways. Valor Metals. That's a bullish engulf in there. That usually resolves itself to the upside. Doesn't look bad at all. Elevate Uranium right on support. That one looks good. And then 92E just moving sideways. And again, guys, you know, I just hold on to my shares and I try to accumulate when things are down. Would I accumulate some of these right here? Yeah, maybe on some of them. But I do see weakness in some and I do see strength in others. It's a split bag here. Some are up, some are down, and difficult to really read. But if you were to take the big boys, I'd say maybe we've got a little bit more sideways action coming out of this group before we move higher. I don't see definitive bottoms or anything like that in the majority of these. So I think we're just meandering sideways for a little bit. But that's what I've got for now. Give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website, the Platinum membership, if you're interested to see what I'm buying and get some financial education. The Platinum membership there. And we'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.